Hey guys, Pope Sano here, and look at this. We are in Season 14. That is right, look, we're on the Season 14 map, and I'm going to show you guys a lot of the changes that I can see at least, and yeah, we're going to go ahead and do our best to point out everything that's going on. I'm going to show you guys, so I mean, let's just get right into it. First of all, let's just start it in the top lane here. So the lane itself looks very, I guess, the exact same, but already as we move over here, top side jungle, look, you can see this looks very different, right? So here we can see the bush has moved. The bush is closer to, I guess, this side over here. And yeah, this entrance is all the same, but this wall, Tribrush has basically moved with this wall being added. Now, being that I'm playing Shaco, I want to test and see, obviously, if I can get over this wall. Can get over this wall this way, but can I get over the wall anywhere else? Ooh, okay. That's kind of interesting. Anyway, I'll do more testing on that later. Now this wall, obviously the bush has been completely removed, guys. We can see the bush has now been added into the center, which means in general, top laners, you're going to be able to see the jungler coming from a mile away, right? Now again, as a Shaco player, I want to test how far over this, because this used to be way bigger. I think we can get, yeah, so Shaco kind of gets actually a little bit of a new gank path, as you can see, still being able to get into this part of the lane relatively easy. But anyway, let's continue moving on here. Like all of this up here has changed. You used to be able to get into the river from approximately right here, but now this has been pushed up this way, which actually does change the fact that if you're invading from this side, you're further away from blue buff, which, okay, here we go. We have a new blue buff as well. Talk about that in a second, guys. But over here, this has changed. New bush that kind of actually wraps around the wall. So if you're standing in here, you're not necessarily going to get all this vision. You do have to come all the way around. And obviously, this is way wider as well. Like, everything just looks kind of bigger in a way, you know what I mean? Everything, it's wider, more open. All of this, way more open space, no longer a small corridor. Now, obviously talking about mid lane, look how different this is. Like, coming out here, this is under tower, right? So, I mean, yes, this is a gank path, but it's going to be very difficult to actually access the laner here. Now, again, Shaco, I think this wall might be a bit too big to get over. He can get to this side, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, like, look at how different mid lane looks, guys. All of this up here looks the exact same, and on this side, this is generally untouched, all up in here. But as we can see, all of this way wider open. The other thing that's interesting is, notice how like here, so the tower used to be kind of, I guess, maybe in this position or so. So the tower seems to be a bit further back. And as well, keep in mind, the bushes in mid lane pushed way further back. So look how different all this is, guys. Of course, here we have symmetry, as was kind of up here, where the bushes are completely different. Access to blue buff looks completely different. But we don't have symmetry here, right? So this kind of looks different. Blue side, the bush is different. Here we have actually a Tribrush that can give you a new path into the bot lane. So new way to get behind. And this here, it's hard to say where the vision of turret will lead all the way up to, but again, for a champion like Shaco, you can definitely get over this wall and into the lane. But again, like, it's gonna be harder. This is not quite as wide as top lane. You can see how wide this is, but still, with this bush being moved, way less brush. Now this does change, like, vision. I think, like, if you have a ward right here, this bush is gonna still block some of that vision that you're placing down. So yeah, I mean, I think that's mostly it for the actual map changes. bot side, like red side over here looks the most the same. It actually looks entirely the same, but pretty much everything else has changed. Okay, now let's take a look at some of the new camps. You see how I made this massive, by the way, because I want to show you guys just some of the new camps. One sec, let me give myself some gold here and buy, whoops, undo. Let's buy some items because I just want to see what blue buff does. Is it do the exact same thing? Okay, I get a blue buff. Looks like it does the exact same thing. The camps don't look like they've really changed that much, but what has changed, look at these. What the heck? So 2400 HP, let me move this, 25 armor, 25 MR, 5 AD, 1.0 attack speed. What these will do is, if you kill one, you're going to get damage over time to turrets, right? Oh, excuse me, I'm hiccuping, guys. You're going to get damage over time to turrets, so let's see. They all attack you. What the heck? This is crazy. I mean, it's hard to say, like, exactly how much damage these will do to... Okay, so we killed one, right? So we killed one, so let's go away. So we can see the buff here, Touch of the Void. Attacks apply true damage, dot effect to structures, increased by each stack of Touch of the Void. At 6 stacks, you summon Void Mites. So basically, these guys here, I just killed one, there's 2 of them. 3 more will spawn at some point if they're all taken. So I think 1 more will spawn because I took 1, up to a total of 6. If you take them all, you're going to deal dot damage over time. So if it's auto attack a tower, you can see the true damage going up on it, right? So did 21 for my 1 auto attack. Now let's go ahead and kill a bunch of them and just see what exactly this is going to do. Okay, so now we have 3 Touch of the Void. I think it appears as if, okay, so it's different for range and melee. You guys can see there the current dot 18. So if I auto attack once, let's see how much it does. Wow, so that did 63 true damage. Now my question as well is, does it stack? If I auto attack twice, is it going to deal double 63, or is it just going to deal... So it did 81 because it's per second, right? Yeah, for 4 seconds. So it doesn't really stack on itself. It'll deal 4 seconds of true damage from the last time that you hit it. So that's what the Void Mites do. Now, let's actually speed it up in time a little bit because there's something else to point out with the Void Mites. Okay, guys, so I'm going to respawn the Grub Mites or whatever. As we can see, 2 minutes for that, so I'm just going to do the 30 seconds. Because I really want to see what the 6 stacks does here. This is crazy, all these changes, man. We're still going to go ahead and look at the item changes as well to the best of our ability. Okay, so here we go. So currently have 3 stacks, so let's go ahead and take these guys down. And we're going to see what the 6 stacks does. Okay, boom. We have 6 stacks. Touch of the Void 6, Hunger of the Void. Wait. While you're in combat with enemy structures... Okay, so now you get Hunger of the Void when you have 6 stacks, which means that you're going to get Void Mites that help you push. The number of Void Mites increases with each Hunger of the Void. Okay, so right now we have 2, I guess, and there's 15-second between summons. So there's a 15-second cooldown. So let's go ahead and... Oh my gosh, we're destroying the turrets. I don't want the game to end. But anyway, if I auto attack this 1 time, look at this. We get a little void, 2 little Void Mites that spawn. And we're also dealing tons of true damage to that turret. Is it still going? We did 360 true damage per auto attack. Oh my goodness. So I think that this is going to be an extremely, extremely powerful buff, guys. If you are getting a lot of these void dudes, I honestly think this is going to be way more important than early dragons. That, at least that's what it appears to me. It's going to be hard to say. I'm going to play a few games here and see, but wow, does that ever seem very, very strong. So let's go ahead and turn off minions because I want to talk about some of the new items, and then I'll talk about Rift Herald afterwards. So, okay, we have the shop here. Let's take a look at some of the new items that is going on. I don't think they've changed anything with the jungle, but look at this here. We have a new basic item that you actually just gain a glowing moat, which you gain for 250 gold, which is obviously very cheap. You gain 5 ability haste. So this is very interesting to me because you can buy this at any point in the game. Now, when you do buy it, as you can see, it sits in your inventory. It's not an active item though, right? If it was an active and you could just buy a bunch of them, it would be super, super broken. And you know, just kind of sat there for you, passively giving you the haste. I wonder in which situations that will be kind of important. I'm not convinced so much that we're really gonna need that too much. So yeah. Anyway, it's very interesting though. Okay, in the epic tier, we now have a Rectrix, which is going to give 20 attack damage, 4% movement speed, and it builds into Yumu's Ghostblade, so we're getting some changes with that. It's building into Zoomies, which is a new assassin item, and it builds into Hullbreaker. So now, let's take a look at the Zoomies. It's Serrated Dirk and the Rectrix, 55 AD, 18 lethality, and the passive is called Murder. After being out of combat with champions for 8 seconds, gain bonus lethality. This lasts for 3 seconds after dealing damage to champions. If a champion dies within 3 seconds of damaging them, you get decaying movement speed. Okay, so makes sense then why Yumu's builds this. Gives you a bit of extra damage, obviously, if when you enter into combat with somebody and then you're getting damage to get out. So this is very much you get in, deal your burst, but then you're also able to escape because you need the champion to die within 3 seconds of damaging them. So if you're successful in your assassination, you might be able to get away. Okay, very interesting. Anything else in here? Tunneler. Tunneler is going to build Edge of Night, Hull Breaker, Experimental Hexplate. Oh my gosh, there's so much new stuff. Okay, let's start off with Experimental Hexplate. So this is giving 15 AD, 250 health, and Noon Quiver. So it gives 55 AD, 20% attack speed, 300 HP. You gain 30 haste for your ultimate. After casting your ultimate, you gain 35% attack speed and 15% movement speed for 7 seconds. I don't know what cooldown this is on, if any cooldown, because wouldn't this be crazy broken on a champion, even like Teemo? Like seriously, on like AD Teemo, there's got to be some type of minimum cooldown for this, so that sounds very, very interesting. As well, Sundered Sky, which is going to give you 55 AD, 300 health, 15 ability haste, and also builds out of Glowing Moat. Oh, okay, interesting. So there are this does build into items, and basically, Lightning Shield Strike, the first attack against an enemy, against a champion, crits for 150% and heals for your missing HP. Interesting. This is screaming like a potentially a Gangplank item to me, especially if it procs off of first attack against enemy champion. Okay, that's pretty interesting. 3100. Okay, let's continue. Steel Sigil is going to build into Guardian Angel and Death's Dance, so no new item there, but it gives 15 AD and 30 armor, so it's a bit of a kind of a tanky item. Alright, continuing on, we have the Brutalizer making its return, building out of the moat again. This now builds into Voltaic Cyclosword. Oh my gosh, I can't read. Cyclosword. What the heck? Okay, another lethality item. 55 AD, 18 lethality, 15 ability haste. Dashes and stealth stack energized 75% faster. And your energized attack deal 100 bonus physical damage if melee, and slows for 99%. Okay. So it's very much a... you want to hit once, hit hard, and then obviously follow up with something. Alright, that's very interesting. Okay, what do we got here in the legendary? Saw zoomies. We saw this. We have not seen Hubris, another assassin item. Which it's recommending this to me, by the way, because I'm in the assassin thing. So I'll look at the others after. Okay, Hubris gives the same stats. Ego, killing an enemy champion creates a statue of yourself. When a champion that you have damaged within the last 3 seconds dies, you gain AD basically per statue for 60 seconds. What? That's wild. Okay, now we saw Sundered Sky. Profane Hydra. Whoa, okay, different Hydra's back, guys. Oh, old Hydra's back. Old Hydra's back. What on earth is going on, man? This is craziness right now. So we get the activation back on Hydra. Okay, 60 AD, 18 lethality. It costs 3,400. You basically get the Hydra effect. So this is really nice for assassins that don't really have any wave clear. Okay. Wild, wild. Okay, why don't we go like this? Let's go. Okay, let's go to the fighter items here. Any new... We've seen the tunneler. Anything new in here? Terminus. Let's take a look at Terminus in the fighter stats. 40 AD, 30% attack speed. Attacks apply 30 on hit. Alternate between light and dark on hits. Okay, so light deal grants 5 armor and MR. Dark shred. Okay, so you either stack armor and MR or you're gonna get percent pen. I don't know. How does it... Juxtaposition. Alternate between light and dark. How do you alternate? Maybe you can... Let me buy it for a second. Is there an active? No. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Okay, experimental hexplate we saw, right? Yeah, we saw this. Makes sense that it's a fighter item. Okay, doesn't look like there's anything new in the fighter items that I can see. Let's go to marksman here. Now keep in mind, like all the items that were mythics have changed, and I'll do a video on that, but I just don't want this to be a massively long video because there's so much to cover, it seems. Any new... Doesn't look like there's anything new going on here. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything new going on here. They would have definitely changed. Terminus is in here. Okay. Mage items. Alright, we get Bounty of Worlds, which is a new epic. It's going to... Wait, what? Oh, I think this is the support item. I'll talk about that in a second, actually. Let me just see anything new here. It doesn't look like it, but tons of new items, maybe. So, there's a bunch of legendaries here. I think those are all the support items, which again, I'll touch on in a moment. Malignance. What does Malignance do? Builds out of some of these glowing motes. 80 AP, 600 mana, 20 haste. Gain 20 haste for your ultimate. Damaging a champion with your ultimate burns the ground beneath them, dealing 60 magic damage, reducing their magic resist. Okay, so this is an MR shred item. Very, very cool. Storm Surge. Ooh. This is a penetration item as well. 100 AP, 12% magic pen. 5% movement speed, dealing 35% of a champion's maximum health within 2.5 applies Squall to them, granting 25% movement speed for 2 seconds. After 2 seconds, strike the target, dealing additional 250 magic damage. If the target dies before the strike, it detonates immediately, damaging champions around them. So this is a huge AoE style, burst style item. Wow. Can't wait to get one shot by someone using that. Crypt Bloom, 70 AP, 30% Magic Pen. Look how much Magic Pen are on these items, guys, for mages. Whenever you get a takedown on an enemy champion within 3 seconds of damaging them, create a healing Nova in their location that heals allies. Wow, so this is kind of a support style item. AP supports will probably really like that. That's really interesting. Caster's Companion, 90 AP, 600 mana, 20 haste. Gain a shot charge every 3 seconds up to 6 maximum. Fire. Damaging abilities consume all slot charges to deal an additional 40 magic damage to the target and 1 additional nearby. Okay, if there are insufficient charges in range for each remaining slot, repeat the damage. Oh my goodness, guys. Like, these items are wild. Okay, I think that's it for the new mage items. I'm gonna have to make probably a video dedicated to talking about all of this. Now let's look at any new tank items coming in. Doesn't look like it. There's Trailblazer here. Okay. Any other new tank items? Yeah, there's 1 or 2 more. So Trailblazer, 250 health, 40 armor, 5% move. I think this is a support item again. So I'm actually gonna hold off. I'm pretty sure. Unending Despair. Here we go. 400 health, 55 armor, 10 ability haste. Anguish. Every 7 seconds while in combat with champions, deal 40 magic damage to nearby enemy champions. Healing for 250% of the damage dealt. Holy frick. Drain tanks will be loving this item. Hollow Radiance. 600 health, 40 magic resist. Taking or dealing damage causes you to begin dealing magic damage per second to nearby enemies. So, okay, taking or dealing damage restores this effect. Killing an enemy deals 20 magic damage in an area around them. So this is just an AoE damage item. Obviously, it's MR. It doesn't provide any armor. Crazy. Canik Rukern, which I doubt this is the picture, guys, is another MR item. Okay, so they've added a bunch of MR items, which makes more sense as to why there's more, they've added more magic resist items, which makes sense as to why there's more magic pen item. After not taking damage for 12 seconds, gain a magic shield for 20% of your maximum health. Wow, that's really, really cool. Whew, okay, last but not least, let's look at the supports, guys. Doesn't look like... Okay, so there is this new Bounty of Worlds, which they have basically... I believe this is the item... Is this the item? I don't know. There's an item that all supports will just take. Here it is. Here it is. World Atlas. All supports will be taking this item, so you can see you get the quest golds. They've kind of consolidated the old support items into this one, and then this will build into Runic Compass, which will then build into Bounty of Worlds. So your support item scales up, giving you basically all of these, and I think this is where you get the wards as well. Actually, Runic gives you the wards as well. Okay, so then basically after you complete the support quest, you can then, I guess, expand out into these. This probably... Okay, yeah, after you have Bounty Worlds, you can expand into these. So it looks like dealing damage to an enemy champion causes an explosion at their location. So this is like an AP poke one. An additional AD on hit, apply weakness. Okay, so it's like obviously an AD, more assassin style one. Slowing or immobilizing restores health, grants movement speed. Wow, that's really cool. Dreammaker, Dream Bubble and a purple bubble every 8 seconds. Healing and shielding another ally, allows both Dream Bubble, empowers them. Okay, so this is like an enchanter one, reducing incoming damage, applying on hit. And then this is probably the tank one. Become blessed to reduce incoming champion damage. Yeah. Wow. Holy frick, guys. Okay, so any new... Oh, yeah, and then Trailblazer. 250 health, 40 armor, 5% movement speed. While moving, gain 20 movement speed at max. You create a trail that speeds up allied champions. Your next attack discharges the bonus movement speed and slows. Okay, that's really cool. And then finally, Dawn Core, gain 3% heal and shield power. So this is healing a damage one as well. So look, there could definitely be items that I have missed, but this is most of the changes. Now look, this is new Baron, by the way, and I believe this is just one of a few iterations of Baron. So you know, he looks pretty dang cool. There's other iterations, I think, where there's like a big wall here and whatnot. So when Baron spawns, he does kind of change the map. So yeah, guys, this is kind of it. I'm going to be playing a whole bunch of Season 14 on stream here right away. And so I'm really excited. Hopefully this video kind of helped you see some of the changes. But yeah, Season 14 coming in hot, baby. Pope Pay out.